there, internet family. I'm just hanging out in Los Angeles on the beach. It's so magical right now. The sun, as you can see, is just a glorious pathway of gold on the water, and it's nice and warm enough so that I can lay out in the sun, but not so hot that it's uncomfortable. It's super great. Okay, so what I want to talk to you today about is boundaries, dude. Boundaries! Especially for the Art of the Mystic class, because that's starting December 1st. And I'm, of course, going to send this out to those of you enrolled in it, but I'm also just putting this up on my public YouTube channel because for empaths, which means you feel other people's emotions, you know what other people are feeling, and also you take on stuff. So it's really common for other people to feel great after they hang out with you and for you to feel drained out after you hang out with them. And also just people kind of feeling like they are entitled to your energy, to your time, to your advice, to your support in a way that may not be sustainable for you. And so many of us have been taught our whole lives that that is where our worth is. That if we're not providing other people support, often to the detriment of ourselves, because that whole, oh, the meek shall inherit the earth, oh, if you're having a rougher time, then that means you're somehow more virtuous. Old program thinking. But many of us then step out of our way and give too much, because it's not a good thing to be in an unbalanced situation. And also in the New Age realm, there are many people who will practice or teach or believe that boundaries are a bad thing, that having any division between you and everyone else, having any space that you honor yourself, and maybe that you do put yourself first, and maybe you're not always a punching bag or a tap in the vein so other people can get your energy to support them. I know I'm being a little harsh, but sometimes that's what it feels like, you know. They'll say that that's somehow less evolved, and what I'm telling you is the opposite is true in my opinion. Granted, it's my opinion. You don't have to agree, but this is what I believe to be true in all the years I've been doing this work. So many of us never get to our potential, never get to actually work on our own stuff because we're so busy supporting everyone else and being there for everyone else and canceling our own self-care plans to support other people. And while that's fine if it's in alignment, there are also times when it's time to say, no, wait, stop. And I just want to say that from my perspective, I love boundaries. I think boundaries are sexy. I respect boundaries more. And the thing is, we all do have them. So we do actually have boundaries, and if you don't claim and honor and own your boundaries, then eventually someone's going to overstep them and you're going to have to get all upset. And that's what happens with a lot of light workers too. A lot of people who consider ourselves consciously evolving or tuned in or whatever it is, that we try to be nice, and then someone says something finally that's straw that breaks the camel's back, and then you freak out. That happens a lot. So it's good to know yourself where your boundaries are and state them and honor them. And then if someone crosses them, they at least know they're crossing your boundaries. And they can say, hey, I know I'm crossing your boundary, but there's something I need to talk to you about. Or is it okay if we go to this area that I know makes you uncomfortable? Or I know you're tired, but I could really use some support right now. And then you can choose. It's not just them assuming or feeling entitled. I notice that happens in my life sometimes. I think I have strong boundaries, but every now and then I'll realize that something got through, and I say have a friend who feels entitled to my energy then, and if I'm like, hey, I have a boundary, then they get really offended. And that's also how you know. If you then exert a boundary, a good friend will say, okay, love you, support you, do what you got to do, I'm here for you if you need it, but watch out for one-sided friendships, watch out for one-sided relationships where you're always a support for someone else. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. It's really important just to be honest with yourself. And also, the internet, boundaries with the internet. That's really important. This whole thing, I love the internet. I'm so grateful for it. It has given me so much in my life. I'll give you guys a view of the ocean while I'm speaking. But it is important to make sure that you're keeping yourself clear and make sure that you're only interacting in a healthy way. And for instance, one of my rules is if I'm scrolling, it's too late. I have to if I'm getting on to a social media or whatever and posting something or checking on some specific things or whatever, that's great. But don't let it take your life force. Know what it's good for in your life. Use it for what it's good for and interact with it, because I do believe that everything is alive. So the internet is alive. Facebook and Instagram and all these things, they have their own version of life force. And it's good to have a healthy relationship with them. And same with me. I mean, I'm always learning. For instance, that moon mastery course I was going to do, I'm not going to do it anymore. I realized it sounded like such a great idea, and then the more I thought about it and sat with it, I realized it was too much. I was committing too much. It was going to drain me out for what I was getting back, and it wasn't sustainable. And so I took it back down. I'm not doing it now. So it's interesting because we're always growing and learning and changing, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. All you have to do is be honest with yourself about where you are and keep striving to embody that which you want to be, to hold the space of what you want to be. I noticed people talking recently about the world. Oh, how do we stay positive in this world? And my answer is yes, the world can be gnarly, crazy, tragic, heartbreaking place. And there are also things going on every day that are glorious and beautiful and inspiring all the time. It does happen. They both do exist. But it's really not about the world. It's about you. And it's about what you want to embody and about what you want to be. And if you don't have the boundary that is, this is me and this is other, which, I mean, technically we're all one, it's true, but it's also true that you are you and I am me, and we are microcosms of this thing next to each other, not always melded. And that's what makes us beautiful. That's what makes us our own flavor. That's what makes this a growing universe. If we were all just supposed to focus on the oneness, we never would have come out of the oneness and gotten individualized consciousness. We're supposed to be individualized consciousness that's aware of the oneness, but that is also proud of our individualization, that's also doing our best to create in and through ourselves the best world that we can. So it's not about what the world deserves or what other people deserve. It's about what you choose to embody. And in my world, I think that my best opinion is that we choose to embody love, that we choose to embody lucidity and wisdom, and also to be a unique individual, to have your boundary, to have what you are, to have what you prefer and what you don't prefer and what you will and won't engage in. And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay. If you realize you've been doing something out of integrity that you didn't know was out of integrity, like giving too much, it's okay if you didn't know. If you didn't know, you didn't know. But once you know, you know. And you can't go back from that. And then it's up to you to decide what you want to do with that and whether or not then you choose to live in integrity or not. So on that note, I'm just going to show you guys the Pacific a little bit more because why not? It's so gorgeous. And send you guys a lot of love. I'm going to post this today, which is Monday, November 20th. And Wednesday, here in LA, I'm doing a goddess spa workshop. And that's Wednesday evening. And then Friday evening, I'm doing a beach goddess workshop in Ocean Beach in San Diego area. So if you're around, feel free to come. You can register. I'll have it up for another couple days for both of them. And sending you guys a lot of love. And I'm going to head back east soon. But I'm planning out my 2018, especially now since I'm not doing the Moon Mastery. My plan instead, I'm going to focus just a lot more on the classes that I'm doing and also in-person things. I'm planning 5 retreats for next year. I'm going to do one in LA. I'm going to do one in Sedona, which was amazing, the Sedona one. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do one, I'm thinking Orlando for next winter, Florida, or maybe St. Augustine, either Orlando or St. Augustine. And let's see, where else? Oh, Shasta. It's going to be a full-on weekend. Oh, I'm so excited about that. That's going to be in summer. And yeah, that's what's going on. And right now the Art of the Mystic class is up. Moon Mastery, like I said, it's not happening, but there are going to be more things coming. So sending you guys a lot of love. And also, again, I will say it again, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay for other people to change their minds. We're evolving beings. So, all right, sending you guys love from California coast, and I hope you're doing very well. Happy Thanksgiving week. Eat plant-based. Yeah, lots of good recipes online. Make sure you feel good. And I don't know, it's my opinion that we shouldn't be killing all those turkeys. I'm not going to push that on you. So have a great week. Sending you lots of love. Talk to you later. Bye.